All right. So, Joe, I was having a conversation the other day with one of the solopreneurs in our community, and we were talking about standard operating procedures. And I think a lot of times when people go out on their own, they're like, I'm leaving all these corporate things in corporate. I'm not bringing them into my business. I did not become a solopreneur so I could put these processes in place and put all these documents together and whatnot. And I was like, whoa, 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 pump the brakes. I get that. For a lot of things, I do get that a lot of it is just kind of you do it because you have to do it. But for standard operating procedures, they are so essential for a solopreneur because since you're a one-man show, if you need to leave your business for whatever reason, if you want to take a vacation for 6 months or whatever, that's an exaggeration, but that'd be awesome. um, you know, or anything, you need to have these, you need to be prepared for unexpected leave from your business or a planned leave. I mean, for example, a few years ago, I was so selfish and decided to have another baby. And I wanted, oops, I wanted to take that time for myself to enjoy my newborn. And when I say selfish, you were very supportive. That was nothing at all related to LifeStarr. That was just a joke. um, but I needed to get things in place so that you knew what to do, so that the other contractors on our team knew what to do in my absence. And you need to be thinking through those things as a solopreneur. And when you put these procedures together, you need to be as detailed as possible, like painfully detailed. Like, what time do you publish a blog post? What time do you release a podcast episode? Who does this? Who does what? Every little detail. And I have found it to be really helpful to have a document, but also have a video that goes along with the document and to record everything that you do to post to the document or to link in there. So people will have a visual of what you're talking about. Because some people, they like the text, some people like the video, and just to cover all bases, but just to have it. If you never need it, fine. But it's good to have it. Sorry, I feel like I just started rambling and didn't even let you talk yet. What are your thoughts?
Well, I agree with everything you're saying. I think that part of this, though, isn't just about going on vacation or taking a leave of absence. It's also just to reduce your brain load. So if let's say you have something that you do once a month and it's, reasonably involved. I don't know what it is. It could be something that you have to do once a month. And you try to go in and do that every month, but you don't have a procedure written down. Then you're putting this cognitive load to say, okay, I can remember how I do this. And maybe you don't do it the same way every month, and now you've got inconsistent results or whatever. And if you have it written down, you don't have to think. You just go, click, here's, and people, you can do this with with Google Docs or a Google Sheet or something. And that's how webinars are in Google Sheets, right? And we just go in and say, okay, this is how I do this, step, 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 step. And then we've got other people that help us, contractors, George's team, George B. Thomas's team that help us with things. And they have access to those sheets and know what they're supposed to be doing. And it really, really makes it so much easier than having to think through this process that we do once a month, our events, right? That's one where we got to do this, and we get that written down. I have a feeling at this point, people have those memorized. But if we made a change, then we would, be able to put that change in the document. People wouldn't have to try to remember it. They can go and look at it, and it just makes you more efficient and spares your brain some of that cognitive load of trying to remember how I did this last month.
Well, it's funny because I still do run of shows for all of our events. I don't even know if you guys look at them because it's like, well, we do it so much. But
I
just
do.
the
I do
practice,
look at them though.
yeah, and just the practice of like, okay, this is what's coming. It's just a helpful thing to have in place if you need it. But I think the other thing that would be helpful is if you put together these procedures and then shared them with another contractor, another solopreneur, and see if people can identify any inefficiencies. Because if you have everything written down, everything documented, it could be easy for people to be like, well, you don't need to do that step. Why do you use this tool to do this step? And it could really streamline your own processes by just putting it out there.
I just created a GPT that I put into our community to do just that. It analyzes it. It questions you about what you're doing, analyzes it, suggests where you might want to create standard operating procedures that you don't have, and then suggests ways of changing them to be more efficient.
Joe, I think, are we morphing into the same person that I just teed you up for that without even knowing I was teeing you up for it?
No, it was just something that came up through the community, and I was like, I wonder if this can work. And I haven't tested it out yet, so it might be a failure, but but I'm letting him test it out because he asked for it.
There you go. There you go. But moral of the story, do not let this be one of the corporate things that you leave behind. Bring this process with you. It is so important. And again, and just review it maybe every 6 months, revisit what you wrote down. Even if you haven't looked at it in those 6 months, be like, is this still current? Do I still follow this practice? Things change. So just make sure you keep it current. But Joe, any other advice from you?
No, but I think we should do an episode on what kinds of corporate things people should leave behind. I think office gossip goes first, but we can. That'd be fun.
I agree. That would actually be a really good episode. Adding it to my notes right now for maybe a month from now.
All right.
But listeners, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, leave that 5-star review, share this episode with a friend, and subscribe on your favorite podcast platform, including YouTube. And we will see you next time on the Aspiring Solopreneur.